You forgot about that?
Yeah, it was sitting next to me.
I was thinking about something else.
But do you want to continue to share?
All we did was minutes.
Item 3. Okay, we ready? Is there a motion to return to regular session?
I'll move we return.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So, is there a bid to be awarded? Maybe later. Why don't we skip the blanket 2 until we know if there's no change? Is there any consideration on the consent docket? If not, is there a motion to accept the whole docket?
I'll move we approve our consent docket.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm assuming you did item 15.
Yes.
So 16, is that where we pick up?
Mhm.
Okay, as this is a contract for litigation to represent us in a pending case. Is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same with 17.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 18, this is regarding to move the $10 million ARPA general allocation monies to the general fund capital, which would allow for us to use as a fund to work on the county jail construction, shoring up any difference that might be there in that bond. Is there any discussion?
I just want to make sure that we're very clear that, this $10 million is a separate allocation from the regular ARPA money that we have to follow pretty stringent guidelines. This $10 million is a separate allocation that does not follow those guidelines.
This was the loss
Correct.
projection. that we
Revenue loss
took
projection.
That
Yes.
ARPA allows us to do. So, yes.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Understand you've already addressed the county
Yes.
burn ban. Engineering. Eric?
I'm here to present you in District 2 an award from OFMA, which is the Oklahoma Floodplain Managers Association, for the Triple X Road Realignment and Bank Stabilization Project. They selected this project based on the innovative rechannelization, bank stabilization, and erosion control strategies that we implemented on that project. Obviously, there's a lot of people that was involved with this. Meshack and Associates helped get the hazard mitigation grant that we used to fund it. ESD helped with the design. Central Bridge helped build a portion of it. CP Integrated helped with the construction of the road. And then we have Green Shade, who is helping us with the remediation portion of the project. So OFMA gave this to me while I was there, and I'm here to present it to you today.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I want to add too that the perhaps most important people involved in all of it are the ones who help us figure out where the money is coming from to pay for this mammoth project. And so this bridged 2 comptrollers that I've had, Coy Kersey and Brandy Mertens, and it took a lot of savings over the years. This is a multi-year funded project to hold back here and hold back there. So if it hadn't been for the money, none of it could have been possible. And I've thanked before, but Senator Langford was helpful back starting when he was Congressman Langford and advocating and assisting this program. And I talked with him this morning, and we'll be working on a ceremonial opening for the road. It's been open for the general public for a while, but when that happens, I'll be sure to let everybody know. But thank you, Eric, and thanks for. I'm just humbly accepting this on the gazillions of people who helped make this happen. It was by far the biggest project I've had. Okay. Is there any action needed on that? Rod? Nothing we need to do on that, is there? Okay. Item 21.
This is the design fee with Small Architects for the design of the third floor. Treasurer's going to take some space, and purchasing is going to move up there, and this will get us started on the design. $18,000.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item
22.
22 is an amendment with Small. They've been working on our front entrance project and some of our security projects. This is an amendment of $12,700 to pay for redesign the HVAC. We're basically going to install some vestibules and some air curtains as we ingress and egress the building. It's a positive change. Everybody's in agreement for the change, and that this will pay for the amendment.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And 23 is a small change order, $4,104 for the 6th floor. Things that were not originally on the contract, such as the elevator lobby, the stairwells coming up to the 6th floor. There's a couple of doors that go into what we call the 7th floor, where Keith's shops are. We're restaining and repainting those doors. And then there was a pre-existing fire problem up there, up their fire system, and they're going to fix that for us.
Is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Keith, do you want to talk about 24?
Yes, item 24 is just a formal lease agreement on behalf of the sheriff between the BOCC and the Public Building Authority for his occupancy of Kraus until that property is disposed of. There is a PO in place, which I've been asked to make sure that you have.
So there is an encumbrance?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the... So does the encumbrance isn't attached, but you provided a PO number.
Yes,
Okay. I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I know we've got our friends here from Juvie, but this is just a contract with TKE Elevators for the ARPA project 10,009. Any questions?
Department is requesting this to be stricken from the agenda. We have to go back and put this out to bid.
Okay. Is there a motion to strike?
I'll move we strike.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for being here for that. Policy and governance. This is the recommending funding for several items. The Avigilon system upgrade, the COVID testing at the detention center, detention center PPE, detention center quarantine pod, the detention center live scan fingerprint, detention center full body scanner, detention center deep cleaning, detention center COVID-19 amendment, the retirement of the COVID medical claims for benefits and retirement, and detention center COVID-19 for the gloves, and detention center COVID-19 disposable face mask, and for social services COVID-related deaths. Is there any questions that any of you have on any of these items that have been thoroughly discussed in policy and governance meetings? If not, is there a motion to approve 26 through 37?
And I assume, and maybe just want to say for the record, that Accenture has kind of green check marked all of these as well.
Policy and governance is not passing anything forward that hasn't been
Okay.
green flagged.
Okay.
So far.
Okay. I will move approval of items 26 through 37.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
On infrastructure, this is regarding procurement of an owner's rep to review and oversee the document of ARPA-approved capital projects. Joe, do you wish to speak to this?
Yes, Commissioners, as you're aware, you've approved or will be possibly approving a number of capital projects, both new construction and rehab to buildings that you own or control. And it was the thought of the Infrastructure Committee that in order to make sure those are done appropriately, that much like you're considering using Oklahoma City to oversee as an owner's rep for the jail construction, that we would procure the services of an owner's rep here to make sure we're getting what we've been told we were getting. Additionally, we were also, and it's not really in here, but for future consideration, thinking that would be wise to try to package as many of these projects together and go out to bid in order to try to secure some good pricing, as well as contractors who will show up. We experience a lot of delays where we might have a smaller project and a contractor will come on board, but when something larger comes along, we experience delays. So that is the reasoning behind this item, is to ensure that the funds that we receive from the federal government and you all are approving are spent accordingly. And they would work in consultation with Accenture on the reporting.
Okay.
And refresh my memory, the capital projects that we've approved with ARPA funds are a new emergency management center.
Oh, there's a number. I won't remember them all off the top of my head, but you have, as you mentioned, an EOC. We have in this building some enhancements for the first floor entryway. We have a project out at Juvenile for a new lobby to enhance social distancing there as well. We have some elevator projects, roofing. Yeah,
Roof at Juvenile.
there's a long number.
Okay. I just knew that our emergency operations center was one of the bigger ones. So.
Okay. Is there a motion?
The only, I like this idea. I do have a concern about the amount of money that it's probably going to cost us. As long as this isn't hindering us from making the choice ultimately whether or not to spend the additional 10, 12, 15% versus having somebody in-house or something else do it. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
So I feel like we're playing a lot.
Is this item just to basically direct the purchasing office to put it out for bid or release an RFP or maybe an RFQ?
It's a professional service. Do a request for qualifications. Okay. Interview 3 to 5 to however many firms they might wish to do, and then come back to you all and have a discussion about that. But I might add, Miles is correct. There is an administrative fee here that would be able to be covered by ARPA, and the inappropriate use of funds would be far more expensive than perhaps the administrative costs. So it's something that you all are going to need to weigh going forward, but there is a benefit to having someone to oversee these projects.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I will move that we direct the purchasing office to issue a request for qualifications for an owner's representative for our ARPA capital projects.
You want to direct them at how many you'd like them to check on, or just leave it up to them?
They open it up, and then when they open it up, they bring everybody in, and then they go through the qualifications of who they believe with some of the people that they select to do those interviews about who's going to be the best qualified, and then narrow it down to 3. Is that what you're wanting?
Did you mean how many of the ARPA projects?
Well, it's not going out for bid, so I for one would like to see 4 or 5 at least brought back.
Okay.
To take a sampling.
This will be publicly advertised. So we don't have like a pre-qualified list. Okay. This will be specific to our ARPA projects. And whenever we publicly advertise that, we'll get responses in. They'll come into a BOCC meeting to be opened before you all of who responded. And then kind of like what Miles says, then we'll go into possibly shortlisting to enter into interviews.
But in the event they don't respond, which is occasionally the case, are we able to go out and fish and try to get some people to submit
Yes,
proactively? Okay, that's what I'd like.
absolutely.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And yeah, Andrea, come on.
So they all abandoned me to the Oklahoma Sheriff's Association conference, which is this week. So the this first agenda item, I'm really only here because we realized we attached an older version of the document. So I have a new version to submit
Okay,
to you in each.
is there a motion to accept that document?
I'll move to accept.
Second,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
is there any change in the cost on that new document? Thank you.
No change to the cost at all. It's just simply, and we just clicked on the wrong file, uploaded the wrong version.
Sure.
Okay, is there a motion to approve
And
this?
can
as
you,
amended?
this is for the bomb squad, correct? Okay. I'll move approval.
Second,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next item.
Thank you.
Sorry, me again. We listed the requisitions in the agenda item, but we hadn't attached the requisitions. I have those in case anybody wants them.
Okay, is there any questions?
Do we need to move to receive
Yep.
this too? Okay, I'll move to receive.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. And can you explain this a little bit or refresh my memory maybe? You're adding 20 devices to an existing 140 devices.
Correct. So the net motion is an application which simply allows for an easier movement of our mobile data computers in and out of the field. So when they come in and plug them into the system versus when they're using them in a patrol vehicle,
Okay.
there's less sort of potential for there to be any sort of downtime. It also eliminates some desktop computers that we need so they can use a single computer.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll move approval.
Second. Hey, did Joe bug out? That sounds very much like something that ARPA could probably pay for because it's a social distancing thing. So we could look into that. So there's a motion in a second. Sorry. We'll talk about that in a second.
I think it's beyond the item.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now that Chantel's here, let's go back to items 3 and 4. Do you have a recommendation for us?
A recommendation for CW 23006 for bottled water and hydrating sports drinks. We received 3 bids for this. This is a very commonly used item, and there are many state contracts, national contracts for these items. And so based upon the tabulation of the bids that we received, comparing it to what's already available on state, we did realize that hydrating sports drinks, there are far better prices on state vendors than what we received. But for bottled water and the dispensers that we use all throughout the county, we did receive a good price on those, even compared to last year's bid. And so I'm recommending award to the low bid Eureka Water Company for bottled water and dispensers.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll move approval of the recommendation of the purchasing office.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any change to the blanket?
No changes.
Is there a motion to approve the blanket?
I will move approval of our blanket purchase orders.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there any commissioner comments? No. Miles? I appreciate your indulgence in recessing this afternoon so that myself and Commissioner Calvi and our staff could attend the funeral of former Secretary of State Kay Dudley, and she's a legend in our community, and she's the first female to become a member of Rotary locally back before they allowed women. And she was instrumental in her time in the state Senate and developing and building I-240, which of course totally transformed South Oklahoma City. So a number of things that she accomplished in her life. Big leadership of the Baptist Children's Home, and built I don't know how many cottages for orphans, host families. Changed the lives of countless people, including my own. So she will be missed. Any new business? If not, is there a motion to recess into executive session?
I'll move we recess.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Oh, really?
Is there a motion to return to regular session?
I'll move we return to regular session.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there action on item 43?
Item 43, I move that we officially reject the settlement offer from the plaintiff.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good. All right, item 44.
Item 44, I move that we approve the amount of $5,000 for the DA's office to spend on discovery coming from our self-insurance fund.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any citizens who wish to speak before the BOCC, we have a Mr. Washington who signed up. I'm assuming he's not out in the hallway or waiting to be heard. Going once. Okay. Well, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
See, so.